Hi, this is Joseph Jaffe. I'm a professional EOS implementer at EOS Worldwide, and I wanted to take a few moments. In fact, I want to try and do this within 10 minutes or less and introduce you to a tool called Delegate and Elevate. And the reason why I'm doing it is because, I've been talking to so many business owners, many of my clients, in fact, pretty much all of my clients, and I'm hearing one thing in common, which is I don't have enough time in the day to do my job. So if this sounds like you, if this sounds familiar, this tool is here to help you. And I'm going to start off by doing some context, and I'm going to move a little bit quick. So hopefully this won't be too fast for you. So we begin with a model, and your business is in the center of this model. The model that Gino Wickman created, the EOS model, is based on 6 key components, and all 6 of these key components have to be strong. They are vision, people, data, issues, process, and traction. And today I'm going to focus on the people wedge. Most of your issues are going to be people issues. And here, what we're trying to do is to get, in this particular case, 100% strong on having the right people in the right seats. You have to have both. Now, the tool we use to get there is called the accountability chart. And when we create the accountability chart, not an org chart, because an org chart is about zones of control. This is about zones of influence. It's structure first, people second. So what we do is we start off with 3 core competencies, or in this case, functions: marketing and sales, getting customers, operations, servicing and satisfying them, and then finally finance, which is the flow of human and financial capital. All 3 of these functions have to be strong. What makes EOS really unique is that there are 2 additional functions called the integrator and the visionary. And you can go back and look at all incredible success stories like Roy and Walt Disney. Our history books are filled with these duos, these amazing duos of head in the clouds, feet on the ground. When the 2 work together, we have what's called rocket fuel. Now, when we create the leadership team, we create seats. And what's important is we define the function, and then we come up with 5 roles. Not too few, not too many. So it's kind of like Goldilocks, right? Not 3 roles, not 12 roles. And once we've defined that, so let's use an example. Let's say sales, right? There are 5 roles: LMA, which is leadership, management, and accountability; lead gen and prospecting; proposal writing and pitching; contract negotiation and handoff; and finally, let's say account management, or degree of account service as well. Once we've defined that, we are going to attempt to put people in seats. One person in one seat, right? One person can be in multiple seats, but 2 people can't be in one seat, because when 2 people are accountable, no one is accountable. We use a tool called GWC. Do they get it? Do they want it? Do they have the capacity to do it? So aptitude, attitude, ability, or performance, passion, and practice. And once we've done that, we actually are going to go out and build out this accountability chart for your entire organization. Now, once we have this, I ask 3 questions. Number 1, is this the right structure for your company? Number 2, are the right people in the right seats? And here's that question: does everyone have enough time to do their jobs? If the answer is no, we move to Delegate and Elevate, which is a simple and powerful tool. All of these tools are simple and powerful. They've been around for 100 years, and they will be around for 1,000 years in the future. So we begin by asking you a question: how many hours a week do you have to do your job? Everyone's different. If you're on the clock, it's probably 40 hours. If you're a business owner or a leader or a founder, you're typically burning the midnight oil and working 60, 65, 70 hours. Don't get me started. So once you've determined that, we want you to write down all the roles associated with your seats that you sit in on the accountability chart. And unfortunately, too often, we end up doing other people's roles in other seats. But once we've done that, we're going to come up with a number. And guess what? That number almost always is going to be greater than the actual hours you had available. So in this particular case, you have to find 20 hours to delegate. You have to find 50% of these hours to delegate. Otherwise, something's going to give. So how do you do that? You take those roles and you divide them into 4 quadrants. The stuff you don't like and aren't good at, or as I like to put it eloquently, the stuff you suck at and hate, you hate and suck at. The stuff that you don't like and are good at, we say 90% of the world lives here, that bottom left quadrant. The top two quadrants, the stuff you like and are good at, and then the stuff you love and are great at. So, what do you do with them? Well, first of all, let's look at a way to classify or segment them. Bottom right, this is the guilt quadrant, the stuff you hate and suck at. This is the stuff that you don't want to be able to give to someone else because you feel bad about it. Bottom left, where 90% of the world lives, this is wilt. You don't like it, but you're good at. And ultimately, these bottom two quadrants drain your energy. What feeds and recharges your energy? What I call tilt and built. So, tilt is the stuff you like and are good at. You're just a little bit off center, right? So, you're not completely grounded and aligned. That happens in what we call your unique ability. That is the stuff you were built for, the stuff you love and are great at. What do we want to do? We want to make sure that you delegate everything as best as you can in the bottom two quadrants so that you can elevate to the top two quadrants and ultimately your unique ability. Now, here's one example. Once you've done this, I want you to actually calculate the hours so that you know what percentage of your time you're spending in each quadrant and ultimately bottom two and top two quadrants. You do not want to be here. This might be a little bit more accurate. Get rid of everything in the bottom right. That one's not negotiable. Accept what you can in the bottom left, but ultimately, what percentage of your time can you allocate? Can you ultimately invest in those top two quadrants? In order to do that, you have to let go of the vine. And it is hard, and you're normal to want to resist this. But if this is you, if you are saying bingo to all of this, if you're checking all the boxes, if you're coming up with these lines, they are excuses. It's head trash. I have no one to delegate to. It takes too much time for me to train someone. I find it's faster and easier to do it myself. I wouldn't ask anyone to do anything I wouldn't do myself. Don't be a martyr. No one can do it as well as me. It's too complicated to explain to them. I'm just going to spend too much time fixing their mistakes. Do not do this. Long term, you are going to burn out. Or as Jim Collins says, the moment you feel like you have to tightly manage someone, you've made a hiring mistake. So, common signs when you need this tool. These are EOS words or EOS tools. Your rocks are not getting done, or you're not at 80% completed. Your scorecard is more red than green. Your measurables and numbers are not being hit across the board. Roles are being ignored. You're not prioritizing. You're getting distracted. Stress levels are high. People are getting frustrated with one another. You're burning out. Generally, you have people issues. You are hitting the ceiling. You've come or as far as you can go, and people are starting to kind of really, the more they work, nothing is working. So I want to ask you a few questions just to wind down. What would you do with your time back? What would you do with those 20 hours that you were able to delegate? So here's a little benchmark. If you are earning $100,000 a year, that's $50 an hour that you're costing the company. So don't do $25 an hour work. At the end of the day, that bottom right-hand quadrant, that's $25 an hour work. And so if you're doing it, you're costing the company $25 an hour. Don't do that. Number two, this is not about working harder or replacing the hours. This isn't about being able to delegate those 20 hours so you can do another 20 hours. Remember, you only have 40 hours in your week, according to this hypothetical example. You're getting time back. Some of that time might focus on your unique ability that's moving from one quadrant to the other. But for the most part, if you're getting free time, use that free time. Take a clarity break. Spend it with your family, with your friends. Get into the gym. Protect your confidence. That is the Delegate and Elevate tool. And I thank you for your time. Good luck.